Okay, we are coming out of closed session, and we'll open the open session with the Pledge of Allegiance, which will be led by Harshini Mahesh.
Please join me in the pledge.
Thank you. So one item to report out of closed session. During closed session, the board took action on the following personnel decision. The first from Allison Moniz de Michaelis, second by Lynn Davis, and a vote of 4-0. The board approves the termination of employment of employee 010425 effective January 13, 2025. Okay, and moving on to something way more fun, board recognition. And I'd like to call forward to join me down on the step, Cassandra Lopez, Columbus Tustin Middle School, Robin Avalos, Columbus Tustin Middle School, Chanel Lasta at Middle School, Melanie Formanek at Middle School, and we're also honoring Jennifer Douglas, who I understand is not here this evening. Is that correct? Okay. Do you want to do it that way? Okay, let's do that.
Hi, I'm Melanie Formanek. I'm a science teacher at middle school, and I've been in the district for 13 years.
I'm Chanel Lasta. I've been in the district, this is my 9th year, and I teach science and ASB at middle school.
I'm Robin Avalos, and I teach at Columbus Tustin Middle School, and I've been in the district for 16 years, and I teach all sorts of things.
I'm Cassie Lopez, and I teach at Columbus Tustin Middle School as well. I teach moderate severe special education.
And the reason we're all here today is in celebration of their National Board Certification. National Board Certification is the most respected professional certification available in education, providing numerous benefits to teachers, students, and schools. It is designed to develop, retain, and recognize accomplished teachers, that's you, and to generate ongoing improvement in schools nationwide. We are honored to celebrate these outstanding educators for their commitment to lifelong learning and to celebrate their dedication to our students, families, and the Tustin community. Thank you so much. And congratulations. We're doing pictures. Oh.
You're okay where you're at. You're in a perfect spot. Congratulations.
And now, we got one. Okay. I'd like to invite Gigi Manning and Eric Cosilla to the. Aaron. Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I apologize. I got so hung up on your last
just
name.
wasn't
This
sure it was
isn't
me.
only for you, Aaron. This is for the whole TACFA.
Okay. Would the TAC board members who are present please come up and join me? Why am I holding
I
this?
don't know. You want me to read this? Or you?
I don't even know what it says.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, I'm going to read it. You ready? So Mrs. Manning was honored as Secondary Media Arts Teacher of the Year by the Orange County Music and Arts Administrators for her commitment to excellence and positive impact on students through arts education. Her passion inspires a deep love of graphic arts among her students. Her vision and leadership helps to ensure a successful media arts program for Beckman High School. The Tustin Area Council of Fine Arts is recipient of the Arts Community Partnership Award from the Orange County Music and Arts Administrator, presented in celebration of their dedication to developing, showcasing, and supporting arts in our community. Founded in 1992, TACFA creates rich opportunities for arts participating for all. We are grateful for their ongoing support of the arts, our students, staff, and programs. Founded by the Orange County Department of Education, the Orange County Music and Arts Administrators is an active coalition of school districts, community arts organizations, parents, and business leaders who work collaboratively to ensure a high-quality, inclusive, accessible, and equitable arts education for every child. Mrs. Manning and TACFA will join teachers, administrators, and advocates from across the country at the upcoming OC Music and Arts Administrators Awards Ceremony on February 12th. Thank you for your service to our community. Scooch in.
You stand on the other side.
I want you, I know, I want you right here.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. I'm sorry. I know Jonathan Abel wanted to do this, and then he was very ill, so. Yeah, you can. 30.
Oh, you can, okay.
And then please join me in welcoming the following staff to the front as we celebrate their dedication to Tustin Unified School District as they enter retirement. Eric Akins, Irma Sid, Beverly Duncan, and Sylvia Mancino. I'd like to invite Lynn Davis down to join me. In addition to those these outstanding retirees, Doug Case retired from TUSD following 24 years of service. While he cannot be here this evening, we celebrate his service to Tustin Unified and the students of Foothill High School as a PE and social science teacher in addition to being their head football coach, and we thank him for his service as well. All right.
I just wanted to talk, I know him as Scott Akins, and for a small fraction of his career, about 15 years ago, for 3 years, he was my son's wrestling coach. And I'm not here because they won a league championship, but I'm here because of the impact that he had. I know at least two of the people I know from that team became high school wrestling coaches themselves, including my son, who's a math teacher, high school wrestling coach. And that was just one of the activities he was doing at the time. And that was just a tiny fraction of his career. And the point I want to make, it really applies to all the classified employees, is one principal once said to me one time, we're all in the kid business. And you guys have spent your careers in the kid business, and there's just no way of knowing the degree of impact that you've made. It is much larger than any of us can ever count. And so I just want to thank you in particular, and thank all of you for all the things, as I'm sure each of you have touched students in many different ways. And since in my case it involves my son. Okay. I'm not going to read. Okay, so Mr. Akins joined the Foothill High School as a campus supervisor in 1991. He later moved to Beckman High School. Tonight we honor his 33 years of service to TUSD.
36 years. Yeah.
36.
They're wrong.
They're wrong. Okay. So I was saying it's only 1/12 of the time. Okay. Irma Sid joined TUSD as an instructional aide in 1997. She served at Vay Elementary and Curry Middle School before becoming a paraeducator at Curry in 2003. She also served in this role at Tustin High School and Benson Elementary. We're grateful for her 27 years of service. Beverly Duncan joined TUSD as an instructional aide in 1998 at Tustin Ranch. She later became a paraeducator at Tustin Ranch in 2003 and also served in this role at Pioneer, Hughes, and Ladera Elementary. We celebrate her 26 years of service to TUSD. Sylvia Mancino. Okay, good. Joined Tustin Unified in 1998 as an instructional aide. She served in this role at Hughes, Gwen Foss, Lambert, and Ladera. In 2003, she became a paraeducator at Ladera, followed by Red Hill, Beckman, Tustin, and our adult transition program. We thank her for her 26 years of service to Tustin Unified. 7. Okay. And so let me add one thing. So while he was going through his credentialing program, my son also worked as a paraeducator at Pioneer for 1 semester, dealing with 1 child. And I can assure you, he learned more at work in the day than he did at class at night. And I can guarantee that each of these people have impacted many, many students greatly for the good. So it's really builds up our community to have people like this work for our community in the district. Thank you, John. Thank you, Mr.
Mr. Davis. Just one last round of applause will join us in thanking each of these employees for their commitment to Tustin Unified School District, our students, families, and staff. We congratulate them on their combined, now here it says 136, but by my count, over 140 years of collective service, and wish them the very best in their retirement. Thank you. You want 2 rows? Two rows. Here, Lynn, come on up. We'll get tall guys. They must have hired you all when you were like 12 years old. How did they? Come on. Excellent. That is fantastic. I'm always I get a little overwhelmed by just the thought of how many hands it takes to make great things happen, and sometimes they go unrecognized. And here we are at the end of this long service, recognizing the retirements. And so, for those of you out there not yet retired or consider that, and those of you who are getting your flowers today, I just want to say thank you so much for choosing to commit yourselves to our students and, by extension, our community, and making it really a special place to live and work and raise our families. So thanks so much again. And I'd like to then turn it over to Dr. Johnson for the superintendent's report.
Thank you so much, President Stone, esteemed members of the board, to staff, to students, to community members. Thank you for being here tonight. I want to begin by just echoing the sentiments of our board to the people who are retiring. Thank you for all the years of dedicated service. Seeing you out there in the field, working with kids, that is a tremendous impact that you've made. And so thank you for that. And then it's 2025. And I think it's timely in education that we take a moment to just sit back and go, I can't believe it is already 2025. And so what does it mean for a new school, or new year, I should say, is this is what happens in January for school districts, right? Second semester begins. So our kids are off and running, right? Our seniors are closing out their last semester with us. Winter athletics are starting to wind down, right? We're starting to work toward, conference champions, league champions, and CIF will be beginning soon. We execute so many days of professional development in the month of January. And so we've already, just last week, we had a number of teachers out working toward those things. Transfer season is upon us. And so 1/3 of our students don't go to their school of residence. They go to a different school in Tustin Unified to find the program or the service that they want, that works for their family and for what they want for their futures. We're starting to hear a lot more of our seniors are finding out where they're potentially going to college next year. And so we know that some of it happened late fall, but some of it's starting right now. And then as a district, we are in like heavy planning mode for next year already. And so seems like, August is so far away, but that starts literally right now. And then lastly, school tours begin. And so parents are shopping various programs in schools. And so I just wanted to put those dates up for you. You can see we have a number that start on January 15th, and everyone that's not on that list will be on the 16th. So parents, families, you are welcome to go out and get in the schools and see and study the programs and services that you may want for your children. Something else that's really cool And really proud to just highlight this is a learning and wellness kickoff that's run through our community specialists. This is happening January 22nd in our boardroom right here. And just for a little context, this is a partnership between our community specialists, Barnes & Noble, Public Schools Foundation. They donated approximately 900 new books. The Community Foundation donated pajamas. Pacific Life donated school supplies that we'll be giving away for free to our families this day. Tustin Library will be there to help kids sign up for library cards. Cal Optum will be here to help people sign up for Medi-Cal. And Assistance League will be here for people who need clothing. And you think about what a great way to break down some of the barriers that some of our families face and just some of the basic needs. And so really grateful to Chris Posevec, who leads this, to all of our community partners, to our community specialists, to our principals, to our teachers who are part of this. This is a really cool event happening, and you, as a board members, you're always welcome to just stop by and kind of see what's taking place, but pretty cool. And then just being a partner with TPSF, I just want to continue to spotlight their programs. They have a pickleball tournament coming up here, and so February 1st at the Tustin Hills Racquet Club, and then one of their biggest fundraisers for the year is the annual golf tournament, and that's March 13th at Strawberry Farms. We are their primary donor, and so I just want to acknowledge their continued service and their continued partnership. And then in closing, I want to highlight our teachers who just got their national board certification. That is exceptionally rigorous. It is countless hours. It is a lot of reflection. It is a lot of sometimes maybe even tears here and there, but it is a work worth doing, and I hope you know that we notice the effort and the time that you put in. And then thank you to Ali Del Castillo, who leads that program for us. So that concludes my comments.
Thank you, Dr. Johnson. Next up, a student board representative reports. We'll start with the schools and then we'll do the district-wide report. First up is Sahana Sherpalakar from Beckman High School.
Good evening, President Stone, members of the board, Superintendent Johnson, district staff, and members of the audience. It is my pleasure tonight to share the January Beckman High School report. So Beckman High School welcomed back our students in the new year with a winter formal pep rally. At the event, we were treated to outstanding performances by our national champion cheer team and our captivating dance team and drumline. Our winter sports teams also took the stage, leading up to the celebration of our winter formal court and the debut of an exciting promo video. We're looking forward to our star-crossed winter formal, set to take place on February 1st. Speaking of winter sports, our girls soccer team kicked off their season with an impressive 3-0 league victory against Dana Hills. Our boys soccer team also had their first league game against El Toro. Although it ended in a loss, the team is fired up to play Tesoro tonight, so let's hope we get some good news. Lastly, I'd like to spotlight our underrated but exceptional drumline. This year, the program grew to over 20 talented members. They competed alongside the marching band at events like the Arcadia Invitational and the Tustin Tillers competition, with their drumline earning second place at Arcadia. Beyond competitions, though, drumline brought energy to multiple pep rallies, football games, and school events. They even performed at Rock and Brews during a fundraiser for Beckman Athletics. One of senior Vishwa Shah's highlights is participating in parades. It's a chance for them to work hard and showcase their dedication on a big stage. Plus, she says it's always an amazing experience to perform with such a close-knit and hard-working group. Thank you.
Morgan Park, Foothill High School.
Good evening, President Stone, members of the board, Superintendent Johnson, district staff, and members of the audience. My name is Morgan Park, and it is my pleasure tonight to present the January report for Foothill High School. To start, Foothills ASB hosted a Stress Less Fest the week before finals week. This involved students and clubs to promote mental health with resources and activities. The student-led events included lunchtime, hear me out, pickleball with the Pickleball Club, healthy snacks with the Feed Your Gut Club, and motivational coloring pages and planners with the Spanish Honor Society. These initiatives allowed students to take a step back and mindfully prepare for finals week. In addition, we wanted to give a shout out to Foothill's new varsity football head coach, Coach Jason Jellerson. Coach Jellerson has been a veteran special education teacher and two-sport coach at Foothill for over 8 years. We are so excited to see him lead the team and our school towards many successful seasons to come. Also, Foothill's engineering seniors have been working hard on their passion projects. Students have been in contact with over 10 industry expert mentors working to produce functioning models. Some examples of these projects include a tremor machine learning model, handheld video game console, and even a working airplane. Our successful program has graduated over 85 students pursuing careers in engineering, and students are left with problem-solving and hands-on experiences. Before I finish, I wanted to make a quick announcement to all Foothill alumni. We are currently searching for alumni to represent and bear class flags for our upcoming 60th graduation ceremony. If you are interested in participating, please scan the QR code shown on the screen. With that, I would like to thank you once again for your time, and I look forward to presenting more about the happenings around TUSD next month. Thank you.
Thanks, Morgan. Next up, Mia Ayala, Hillview High School.
Good evening, President Stone, members of the board, Superintendent Johnson, and district staff and members of the audience. On the behalf of Mr. O'D and Hillview, I want to wish you a happy New Year's. In December, the senior class participated in a financial literacy assembly called the Bite of Reality. The program is sponsored by School's First Credit Union. The students are given an identity and then have to go through various stations and pay monthly bills. It was a very enlightening activity. Near the end of December, all the seniors went on a field trip to the Orange County Courthouse. We learned about how the court system works and visited a courtroom. Additionally, a judge, attorneys, court clerk, and bailiffs shared their job duties. Hillview students helped support Operation Warm Wishes Christmas program by donating canned food items and toys. Additionally, several Hillview students volunteered Christmas morning at the event. Taco Tuesday is a program where staff can invite a student to lunch with them at Del Taco. This program helps build relationships with students. Thanks to the book club for financing the program. That's all for now. Thank you.
Thank you, Mia. Catcher Welch, Legacy Magnet Academy.
2 bronze awards, 5 silver awards, 1 gold award in sales materials, and a first place award in a radio ad. Companies also participated in selling their products to other schools, where Legacy companies sold over $450,000 in products. Legacy hosted their first RISE luncheon of the year, where teachers were able to pick a student they thought were showing RISE qualities and take them to lunch. The teacher-student pairs got free food and had great conversations with other pairs. The pairs also participated in a holiday-themed game, competing against each other for a fun prize. Legacy loves to recognize their students for showing RISE in school, at home, and in the community. Legacy's ASB held an Angel Tree Drive this past semester, where students and families could bring in new or gently used toys to donate them to the Tustin Family Youth Center. The video on the left shows a table full of the different presents that were brought in from Legacy. The tree was placed in the office with ornaments on it that had ages and toy suggestions to help pick out what to bring to donate. That concludes our Legacy updates for this month. Thank you for your time, and hope you all have a good rest of your night.
Good catcher. Harshini Mahesh from Tustin High School.
Good evening, President Stone, members of the board, Superintendent Johnson, district staff, and members of the audience. My name is Harshini Mahesh, and it's my pleasure to present to you the January report on Tustin High School. Tustin High School started strong this new year by making significant strides in fostering a strong and competitive boys basketball league this season. The Tustin High boys started off against Calvary High School and won 67-57. With enthusiastic participation, dedicated coaching, and community support, the league has become a vital part of the school's athletic program. Additionally, lunchtime activities are common at Tustin High School. It has emerged as an important avenue for student engagement and school spirit. They allow students to connect with peers, build friendships, and a supportive school culture. Depending on the activity, participants gain valuable skills outside the classroom, including leadership, teamwork, and time management. For example, the board game activity that was held right before finals week. Engaging in physical and creative activities helps students manage their stress and maintain a healthy balance in their lives. Finally, a special highlight on our Artillery Media and Yearbook teacher, Mr. Nakakihara, who's commonly known as Mr. N. Mr. N has become a beacon of positivity and inspiration. Diagnosed with ALS, he continues to demonstrate remarkable resilience and dedication to his students and school community, even while not being present at school. Despite the challenges he faces, Mr. Nakakihara maintains an uplifting spirit, encouraging students to pursue their passions and embrace creativity. His contributions extend beyond the classroom, promoting media literacy and engagement among students and on his social media platform. His perseverance serves as a powerful reminder of the strength of the human spirit and the impact of a positive attitude. And that wraps the January report on Tustin High School. Thank you.
Thanks, Ashini. And joining us on the dais this evening is our student board member, Melanie Villalobos, Legacy Magnet Academy.
Good evening, Board President Stone, members of the board, Superintendent Johnson, district staff, and members of the audience. My name is Melanie Villalobos, and I am excited to share the Tustin Unified Middle and Elementary School January report. Winter celebrations brought festive joy to close out the year. Spirit days, end-of-the-year dances, and thoughtful gifts distributions created memorable moments for students. Orchard Hills led a gift card drive, helping families in need, while Santa Cop delivered hot cocoa and holiday cheer to dozens of homes. AT&T contributed handmade holiday stockings, spreading kindness to families across the district. At Up Middle School, Operation Be Kind's Adopt a Family Christmas event provided 25 families with meals, essential items, and holiday gifts, all at no cost. Also hosted its first snowball, where over 100 students enjoyed music, cookie decorating, and snowball fights. Benson Elementary partnered with Aldersgate Church to donate 25 stockings for the hygiene supplies, goodies, and building bridges between schools and communities. The entrepreneurship spirit shone brightly as students took creativity to the next level. Hughes Middle School Holiday Bazaar showcased handmade goods from baked treats to wooden crafts made by students, including jack-o'-lanterns and mini Christmas trees. Alongside a vibrant music department concert, Peters Canyon students combined culture and business in food-based entrepreneurship fairs, while Orchard Hills entrepreneurship event taught budgeting, planning, and sales techniques, practicing skills for the future. Performing arts and celebrations brought families together. Hicks Canyon Elementary wrapped up The Little Mermaid with 2 full casts performing 6 shows in under a week. An impressive run for young performers. Ginfoss Elementary brought the joy of music to life with performances featuring over 500 students, from preschoolers to 5th graders. Peters Canyon's winter celebrations around the world included crafts, global traditions, and 4th and 5th grade musical performances, showcasing both the talent and cultural exploration. That concludes my report for TUSD middle and elementary schools. Thank you for your time, and I look forward to sharing more exciting initiatives in the future.
Thank you very much, Melanie. Do we have any? Oh, right. Okay. We'll just recess for just a couple minutes. Should any students or award recipients wish to say their farewells and get on with their evening, but I don't see any. think we're... They don't go down here. Okay, I think we're ready to start back up. Is that true? It's time for public comment. I don't have any cards here. Do we have any public comment cards? Is there anyone in the audience that would like to make a public comment this evening? You'd be the only one today. No, okay. We're going to move on then, so no public comments. And on to Tustin Unified School District Connect Bright Spots, Dr. Matos. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Board President Stone, board members, Superintendent Johnson, staff, and audience members of lots of students. Thank you very much for giving us an opportunity tonight to showcase one of the many professional development opportunities that our teachers have in Tustin Unified. As Dr. Johnson mentioned, it is a robust professional development program that our school district offers our staff. Tonight, I have asked our secondary coordinator, Ali Del Castillo, to highlight our Tier 1 implementation update and collaborative partnerships that are occurring between our teachers on special assignment, otherwise known as TOSAs, and our classroom teachers. So take it away, Ali.
All right. Good evening, President Stone, members of Cabinet, members of the board, Dr. Johnson, and then members of Cabinet. I knew I was going to screw that up. Staff and audience, thank you so much for letting me present with you today. As we in secondary ed continue our work this year with our Tier 1 implementation under the guidance of Dr. Johnson, Dr. Montos, through the lens of curiosity, teamwork, and optimism, we really are working with our teachers to implement Tier 1 instruction through the lens of skills-based focus for our students. So, as you know, we spent a lot of time the last couple years working with teachers to select priority standards to ensure that we are really focused on the skills our students need to walk away with when they leave TUSD so that they can implement them across all classes in their careers and in college. As you know, our Tier 1 units of study have a variety of elements, but the ones we're focusing on through these collaborative partnerships are priority standards, which stem from the California state standards, the learning targets, which are focused on the skills students need to learn from the standards, the success criteria, which are the baby steps or the stepping stones that students need to meet in order to get to the learning target, and then finally the learning experience that teachers create, which is where all the magic happens and all the beauty in the classroom comes to life. In order to get all this done, we wanted to focus on what a teacher actually needed to implement Tier 1. What does it mean to create a skills-based learning classroom? So our TOSAs partnered with our teachers and focused on a skill that the teacher wanted to focus on through a domain of speaking, listening, reading, and writing, through an emphasis of AI, either small group or best instructional practices stemming from Dr. John Hattie's work of the most effective learning strategies. And really, we wanted to create an environment where a student saw their own success and could be proud of the mastery of the content skill that they achieved. So we used a 4-step process, the Plan, Do, Study, Act process, which we adopted from our AVID program. Teachers and their TOSA partner would plan a lesson to create a learning experience based on skill for their students. Once they did the research and planned, they got to the do part where the teacher implemented the lesson in the classroom. In some cases, our TOSAs actually are the ones who presented the lesson as a model for whoever was watching. Then once the lesson was over, we gathered data, did a little bit of a study to see how well our students did grasp the academic skill we wanted them to grasp. And then finally in the ACT portion, we took the steps to revise, reconfigure, reimagine the lesson that we planned so that we can make it better the next time around we did it. So, with that, I have a phenomenal video to show you so you can see our teachers and TOSAs in action and hear a little bit about their experience as they went through the process. Done a variety of iterations about partnerships with our TOSAs and our secondary teachers, and this year the collaborative partnership is focused more so on what a teacher would need to further their practice.
Teachers are more invested and grow more when they are choosing what to learn. And it means that it's something that is actually going to show up and make an impact in the classroom immediately.
It's more kind of focused on what I needed, as opposed to some other collaborative partnerships have been like focusing on, you know, technology or whatever, but this has really been what do you need from me type thing, and really focusing like on tier one and the whole rewriting and evolving of our unit. So it's been very specific for an individual need.
We get to partner together, which is my favorite part. Like, you don't have to know all the answers. And so like taking the time to work on it together and figure it out.
It's like having a virtual whiteboard, but it talks back to you. And a good coach is someone who doesn't tell you what to do or how to do it. They just ask you guiding questions that helps get you closer and hone in on what it is you want to do. And then you go ahead and do it because you're the specialist, but they're always there to lean back on.
We were able to bounce ideas off of each other. This was more of a one-on-one situation. I wasn't nervous to ask questions. Anything that Nicole helped me with, we were able to build off of that.
It is a much more flexible, teacher-focused, what is our goal and what you want to work on. So I'm doing the research, and I appreciate that I'm able to take some of that workload off of teachers.
This is an opportunity just to like pause, reflect, and then just really look at what students are learning and make adjustments so that I'm a better teacher and then my content is better for my students too.
We are designing and implementing better lessons, better supports for students to get them to where they need to be. We've really taken the time to be very intentional with specific lessons and specific strategies that we're implementing.
This is really a TOSA's role to jump in and support a teacher's vision to see what they want their learning to look like in the classroom for their kids.
It's thinking it through and having the confidence, because sometimes a teacher will come up with a lesson, they think it looks good, and then they maybe won't actually try it even though they've come up with it. The feedback I got offered me some ways to maybe make it more concrete, and I felt pretty confident going into it as a result of the collaboration.
As the people that participated kind of share with their colleagues and their sites the successes they had, I think more people will want to get involved.
I feel like everything that I worked on with Nicole, I feel like I could use it in the future with my students, with my future students. Not only that, I'm able to help out any new incoming level 1 teachers.
I want to continue doing this model of collaborative partnerships very much because I really saw the impact, a kind of a lower time commitment for such a big outcome.
Tools available to us as humans change so quickly, so we really do hope that this does lay a foundation for teachers to come to our TOSAs and partner with them to try all the new things and tailoring it to a way that would benefit students' academic growth. Thank you so much for letting me share. We're super proud of our teachers and the risks that they're taking as technology evolves, as resources evolve. Does anybody have any questions? Oh, thank you so much for your time. Have a good evening.
Thank you. Mr. Sullins, it looks like we have some financial audit reports to review.
Thank you, Board President Stone, members of the board, members of the audience. Each year, the district undergoes a third-party audit to review our financial reporting and practices, as well as our compliance with state and federal program regulations. We are pleased this evening to have Mr. Jeff Nigro from the accounting firm Nigro & Nigro with us this evening to provide an overview of the 2023-24 district financial audit, as well as the Measure S general obligation bond audit. Oh, you don't have it? Is it on?
Right? I don't.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
I was like, I don't.
Good evening, members of the board. Here to present the district's 2023-24 fiscal year audit report, as Mr. Sullen said, and I'm pleased to. I was asked to keep my comments under 2 hours, so I'll do my best. I'll just keep it brief. Many of you have been on the board a while and you know the drill here. For some of you, maybe not. The district's audit is an annual requirement of the education code, but really what it is it's an examination of your financial statement. So back in September, you adopt these unaudited actuals. The district just gives you these numbers. They could be completely made up, right? So we have to come in and verify those amounts, those numbers, and make sure that they are reported in accordance with generally accepted accounting principles, which we call GAAP. So we have an independent obligation to review those numbers, to vouch them to third-party information and things like that. But while we're doing that, we also look at things like the district's internal controls. And thanks to the state controller's office, there's an entire litany of state programs that we have to audit for district compliance as well. And then the federal government piles on as well. So there's also a sampling of federal programs we have to look at too. And so the outcome of the audit, I'm pleased to report, is an unmodified opinion. That doesn't sound very exciting, but what that means is the financial statements are prepared in accordance with generally accepted accounting principles. So you can rely on the numbers in the financial statements. They were done right. Now, obviously, it takes a lot of work to get there, and it takes a lot of pages for us to say that, but there's also a lot of information in the report. The actual financial statements themselves, there's summary information, there's detailed information if you really want to dive in deep on the numbers. But essentially, that's the opinion is the real heart of the audit report. Now, like I said, there's also a lot that goes with that. We have to look at the district's internal controls, checks and balances, things like that. We have to look at a lot of state programs, attendance accounting, all the way down to the extended learning opportunities programs. The state's invested a lot of money in that program, and so there's a whole detailed checklist of audit areas that we have to look at to make sure the district complied with class size ratios and all sorts of things with that program that could have cost money. We worked with a lot of districts this last year that had to give some of that money back because they failed one or two of the more significant areas. Fortunately, this district wasn't one of those. Anyway, federal programs, we have to look at, a lot of that federal dollars you get. We have to look at a bunch of those as well, make sure the district's spending the money properly. So I'm pleased to report we didn't have any findings related to the financial statement reporting. No findings related to any of the federal programs. There were some findings in the state compliance areas, but overall it's a very clean audit report. And so that's my very quick presentation of the audit, but that's the main highlights, I believe, and I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have on that. Okay.
Thank you very much.
And then
I just say read the report, and it is very detailed. So
yes. And then we also I don't know if there's a separate item or okay. So we also performed the annual financial and performance audit of the Measure S general obligation bonds. And with that, I'd like to just briefly talk about what do we mean by a financial and a performance audit. The financial audit is similar to the district's audit in that we're auditing the financial statements, except in the case of this audit, it's only looking at the building fund, the money where the Measure S goes, where the Measure S funds go. And so the financial statements for that fund are also an unmodified opinion, again, meaning that the financial statements in this report are in accordance with generally accepted accounting principles. And there's a lot of other information in there, just like the district's audit report, but pertaining only to Measure S. So clean opinion on that report. The big difference on this one is that we also did a performance audit. And the performance audit is an audit to make sure that the district spent the funds only on allowable bond projects that were outlined in Measure S. And so even though it's only mentioned in 2 pages of the report, it's actually where the majority of the work is done on the audit. And I'm pleased to report that there were no findings related to the Measure S funds for the 23-24 fiscal year. Clean opinion on those financial statements. And once again, that's what you want to hear, but I'm happy to answer any questions you might have. I silenced the room. I did my job. All right.
I
Well, thank you.
Thank you, and well under 2 hours, and
Yes.
that we do appreciate.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, very good.
Thank you very much. We're moving to discussion action items. It's a pretty short slate. We have Assistant Director Nutrition Services, which is a new title, new job description and salary placement. Do I have a motion to approve?
I move that we approve the new title, job description, and salary placement for the Assistant Director of Nutrition Services.
Great. Anyone have any comments before we vote? No comments. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. No nays? Any nays? No. All right. Motion passes. Moving on to B, Nutrition Specialist, new title, job description, and salary placement. Do I have a motion to approve?
Mr. President, I'll move we approve the new title, job description, and salary placement for the nutrition specialist.
Thank you. Any discussions on nutrition specialist? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Nope. Motion carries. And C, Tustin Unified School District General Financial Audit Report and Measure S General Obligation Bond Financial Audit Reports. Do I have a motion to accept tonight's audit report?
Mr. President, I'll move that having reviewed the reports, we accept the 23-24 General Financial Audit Report and the Measure S General Obligation Bond Financial Audit Report as submitted by NIGRO and NIGRO PC.
Thank you. Do I have a second? All right, thank you. Having a first and second, are there any further discussions on the audit report findings? No? All in favor of accepting the report?
Aye.
Aye. Any nay votes? No, motion carries. All right, and we're moving into the consent calendar. Do I have a motion to approve the consent calendar as posted? Is there a second? I heard Mrs. Muniz de Michelis second. Any discussions? I guess we don't get to really talk about the consent calendar. First rule of consent calendar, don't talk about consent calendar. All in favor of adopting the consent calendar as posted?
Aye.
Any nay votes? I didn't hear any. Nope, no nays. Okay, motion carries. Let's see. Where do I?
Personnel on the last day.
People, there we are. Pupil personnel. In the matter of SN 2022-2320, do I have a motion to accept?
Mr. President, with pleasure, I move that we approve the readmission to Tustin Unified School District of that student, and all terms and conditions have been met.
Is there a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? No. B, SN 2024-2511. Do I have a motion? Okay, is there a second to adopt this? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. And in regards to student SN 2024-2512, do I have a motion to adopt the recommended?
I'll move to approve the the stipulated suspended expulsion to OCDE excess from December 10th to December 19th, 2020.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And we come now to board member comments. And anyone like to say a few words?
Hi, I just, after, in light of the fires up in Los Angeles, I just want to let you all know how thankful I am that we have the community that we have here in Tustin Unified. Several good friends that have lost their homes and their schools and their communities. And I'm just would like it to go on the record how thankful I am that we all have each other. And I the heroism that I've seen in Los Angeles and the community coming together, I know that we would do the same, if not more. And it just makes me feel really safe and good that we are all in this together. And, you know, I pray that we're not facing the same circumstances, but I just feel really lucky to be part of this. So thank you.
Any other comments this evening?
I would like to remind our high school students, especially the juniors and seniors, that we're in, not only college application season, but also financial aid season, and how important it is to get the FAFSA, get your family to do the FAFSA, and how important it is to be very careful about, in your decision about whether or not to accept any debt for your college education, because next to home mortgages, student debt is the largest total amount of money that households in this country owe, and it's become quite a burden. So I just advise you to be very careful, and there are options. There's always options to get a quality education. We have fantastic community colleges here. We have wonderful four-year public universities in our county. Not that you shouldn't consider the others, but be sure you do so on terms that you can live with, not just for now, but for the future.
Thank you. Excellent reminder. A couple things. I just want to speak for Jonathan Abelov. I'm sure he is sorry to have missed tonight's meeting and the opportunity to recognize the Tustin Area Council of Fine Arts and all of the excellent work that they do, and acknowledge and celebrate the retirements of so many dedicated employees. We did have the chance to see Mr. Abelov on Saturday night when we acknowledged some other citizens at a Rotary benefit, where the money raised was for the Good Idea Awards, which are scholarships back to the district as well. So they're raising money. And to echo your comments, it is a village and it's a community, and I'm always moved to see so many people working so hard to make it so. And we are much stronger together. And then lastly, on just a last bright note, our good friend, the recently retired Dr. Greg Franklin, it is his birthday today, so I am going to move that we close the meeting in celebration of Dr. Franklin's birthday, and hope that he is having a great day wherever he is, and that these wins are helping carry the golf ball a long way. And so if I have a motion, I'd like to close the meeting. Is there a motion? And a second? All right, all in favor of closing the meeting?
Aye.
Aye. All right, motion carries, and we are closed.